Hi students, I'm Una.
And I'm Scott.
I'm a PTE teacher from the UK.
I'm also a PTE teacher from the UK.
And we've been helping students pass their exams for years.
And now we're excited to help you pass your exam too.
Welcome to the Swoosh English PTE podcast.
Let's get started.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another PTE podcast episode here at Swoosh English. My name is Una.
And I'm Scott.
And today we are looking at the listening section of the PTE exam. We're looking at multiple choice single answer. And we're going to give you 3 top tips today that you can apply to your practice for the exam and on the day. So, shall we get straight into it?
Let's look at our first point.
Okay, so what is our first point, Scott?
Our first point is that I recommend that you get plenty of practice with the different types of sub-questions that you'll have in the listening examination.
Okay.
So, when you are reading your questions in the 5 seconds before the recording begins, you need to ascertain what the question is asking you. Is it a main theme question? Is it a topical question? Is it looking for supporting evidence that either refutes or disputes a point? True, false, yes, no? Is it a writer's opinion style question? Also, what's very important while you're doing that is to pick up the very first question word in the prompt itself. Is it a who, a what, a where, a when, a why, a how, a which, etc., etc., because that allows us to focus in on exactly what we're going to be
that question word can straight away give you a good clue as to what you're going to be asked to do in the question. You know, is it why? Okay, something, the purpose. It's asking you about the purpose of the text or the writer's, the speaker's purpose for what they are saying. Yeah, so looking at that question word and making sure, like you said, you get lots of practice with those different questions. Because, you know, you're listening out for different kinds of information with them. Yeah,
okay. Definitely. What would be our second top tip then?
So the second top tip is to practice your note-taking skills. So for this task, you will, and for lots of the listening tasks for the PTE exam, you're going to want to take down some notes. And it's really important to get down an efficient system that really works for you when you're taking notes. So perhaps practicing different abbreviations that you could use and that you will understand when you go back to read them. That would be the worst thing. If you write down a word and don't understand it when you go back to read it. Maybe perhaps using different symbols in your note-taking. So yeah, something that gives a very organized layout for your notes, structured so that whenever you go back to use it, that will really assist your memory and help you answer those questions.
Remember, there are many different styles of note-taking and also a lot of different symbols that can be used. So it's important for you to develop your own system. What might work for one person might not work for you or work for someone else. So look up the different ways to abbreviate a word, look up the different symbols that can be used, see if they can work, and go through a bit of trial and error and seeing what works for you. But the main takeaway is not to write down your notes in longhand, long sentences, because you should be listening primarily and writing secondarily.
Yes, definitely. Make sure, like you said, that you are still maintaining your focus on listening as you are writing those notes, and don't get lost in your note-taking process, but listening kind of superficially.
Yes.
Okay, and the final point then for today?
The final point would be that even though you might be aware of the topic itself, for example, you might know a lot is being talked about financial markets, is that it's very tempting for you to bring in and base your question, your answer on outside information that you can't base your answer on that information. You need to find textual evidence that you have found in your listening and your note-taking that matches with the answer itself. So even though it's good to get a gist of the topic itself, remember you need to confirm that with factual information that has been uttered in the recording itself.
Exactly, yeah. Make sure that you listen and apply what you've heard to the question, not what you think you know.
All right.
Okay, so any final comments?
Final comments would just to be keep practicing as much as you can. Remember to do as much listening in your own time. Listen to a large variety of academic topics and subjects with a variety of speakers. Listen to monologues and dialogues where 2 people are speaking. Just to get as much listening in your own time. Hopefully be able to also pick out any tricky accents that you might hear as well.
Accents and pacing, speaking too fast, speaking very slow. Yeah,
So as we mentioned, a great way of doing that is obviously here at Swoosh English. We have a lot of material that you can use, but another place to look for are TED Talks, a very useful place that you can find transcripts, recordings, and even exercises that are similar to PTE Listening, multiple choice, single answer.
Great. So thanks so much for joining us today on our top tips series for multiple choice. Choose single answer in the listening section.
Please put these tips into practice, and I wish you the best of luck in your PTE examination.
Thanks so much, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Are you struggling with your PTE exam preparation? Are you unsure how to get that score of 65, 79, or even 90? Let us help you get there. Please go to pte.swooshenglish.com and enter discount code PTE10 in order to receive 10% discount on any course.